Hello and welcome to Arizona State University's HED 573 Applied Inquiry in Higher Education course. My name is Molly Ott and I'm the instructor for the class. So unfortunately, I'm unable to use the university's online studios to record these presentations, so they're going to be pretty low tech. So I'm apologizing right now in advance if you hear miscellaneous background noise, which I can actually hear right now, or my dog barking or something like that, but hopefully it won't be too distracting. So anyways, you can't see me right now, but here's a picture in case you don't know what I look like. It's kind of an accurate representation right now. I'm actually in South Florida for the summer, so I'm recording these here. But you'll be able to see me soon in our face-to-face class. And I just want to say from the start that I'm really excited to be teaching this course. It's actually one of my favorite things is to teach research design, and I'm excited that you're part of it. So essentially what I will do briefly in this presentation is introduce you to the design and course goals of HED 573 Applied Inquiry in Higher Education. So we're going to be using a different approach than what you might be used to for this course. It's called the flipped classroom model. And essentially, you're going to be using your time outside of the classroom to focus on knowledge acquisition. So in addition to be reading articles and chapters that are posted to Blackboard, you'll also be watching lectures, just like this one, that I'm going to post online. And so all of these lectures are going to include content that's supplemental to the readings. So it's not just going to be me regurgitating what the readings are about. They're going to complement what you read. So you really need to make sure to watch them. Otherwise, you're really not going to be prepared for the face-to-face classroom. I'm going to be using a lot of examples and making my lectures specific to higher ed because some of the readings are just more about research design in general and aren't specific to the higher education setting. So then, in the face-to-face class, I'm not going to lecture very much at all in the traditional way. So instead, I've designed a lot of activities that focus on applying the knowledge you'll be reading about and acquiring through your independent time to real-life practical application. So in our face-to-face meetings, there's going to be a lot of opportunities for you to learn how to design research, both generally, and then as well as specific to your own project for this course. So I'm going to give you time almost every class for you to workshop through the different components of your project, get feedback from your peers, and get feedback from me. I'll also give you feedback, obviously, written to your assignments, but then during our face-to-face meetings, there'll be time for you to bounce ideas off of me as well as off of your classmates. So that's sort of the idea behind the flipped classroom model. Okay, so I want to briefly cover my philosophy of evaluation because I know it's something that's very important to many students. There are 5 course assignments that will comprise your grade. So I don't actually give points for participation separately, but it will be very clear in the assignments whether you watched the lectures and did the readings or not. Basically, you are responsible if you don't understand anything that you read or that I talked about in these online lectures. You're responsible for posing questions to me or asking for necessary clarification about them. I'm going to reserve time for questions during every face-to-face meeting, and if you don't ask anything, I'll assume that you understand the material and you know enough to be able to do your assignments. So while I don't give participation points, I will penalize your final grade if you are absent. And my rationale for this is basically we only meet 7 times, and to achieve 3 credits worth of learning, it's essential to be present. My policy is explained in the syllabus, but basically 1 absence will result in a reduction of half of a letter grade from what you would have earned at the end of the term. So essentially, if you earned an A and you're absent 1 time, I'll give you a final grade of an A- instead. If you're absent 2 or more times, you will fail this course. And also, you need to know that I do not assign makeup work to compensate for the effect of an absence on your grade. So please do not email me asking for special treatment regarding your grade. But if you're concerned about the material that you miss and missing out on learning something, I'm actually very willing to accommodate that. So you should definitely come to my office hours or set up a meeting at another time or after class, before class, what have you. I'm very accommodating in terms of questions about the course content. So, oh right, sorry, I forgot to move forward with the slide. But essentially, in terms of our assignments themselves, they're explained more in the syllabus as well as in the assignment descriptions that are posted to Blackboard. And of course, when we meet, I'll give you the chance to ask about them. So the main product you'll develop by the end of HED 573 is what's called a research proposal. So myself and the other higher ed faculty have designed this course and that project to dovetail into your capstone course for the higher education program. So essentially, in this course, you design a study around a higher education topic of your choice in your workplace or somewhere else in a post-secondary setting. And then in the applied project course, you actually accomplish that study. So you do basically half of your paper in this class, and then you build onto that paper and you continue with it in the next course, HED 593. So in terms of the overall goals for this course, in addition to preparing you for applied project, as I just discussed, the main purpose is to help you learn more about the process of scientific inquiry and research in higher education specifically, with the intent of being able to use what you learn in your practice. So both in terms of knowing the basics of how to design a small-scale study that you could do for this degree. Obviously, you're going to do a study to earn your master's degree. But then in the future, as a higher education professional in your career, when you come across instances of issues that could benefit from collecting data, you'll have the basics around that process known from this course. So hopefully it will also help you to understand how to engage in the research literature and what you're reading in terms of journal articles, and then also to be able to critique studies that others have done. So we'll talk about strengths of designs and limitations of designs of other people's research, as well as designing your own. So while it's going to expose you to both traditional educational research processes and practices, know that this is not a highly technical educational research course. So I don't assume that you have any advanced knowledge of statistics or qualitative techniques, but instead, really, this course is to give practitioners a foundation in educational research design, as well as the tools to be literate, thoughtful, critical, and frequent consumers of research. Okay, so to work towards those goals, there are a number of things you need to accomplish this week before our face-to-face meeting. So first, I'd like you to review the syllabus that's posted on Blackboard and make sure you're familiar with my course policies. The syllabus has a course schedule that lists the required readings and also the online lectures you're required to accomplish each week. It's in the middle column on the course schedule in the syllabus. There's also that there's going to be on Blackboard, there's going to be a section each week with supplemental material posted, but that will be clearly indicated as optional. Everything will make the most sense too if you do all of the assigned readings and watch the lectures in the order listed on the syllabus. So the presentations, like I said, complement the readings, so you really do need to read as well as watch the required presentations. And then, moving on, in class, we're going to discuss the course, and then also several former students will be present to discuss their capstone projects. This will help you to better understand the types of topics people choose and the scope of what I expect from your project. There are also a few examples of prior research proposals, so the written final assignment you'll turn in for this course in the Blackboard folder for this week that you can check out if you're curious about what your final paper at the end of this next 7 weeks is going to look like. And then also, after we have the prior students panel, we'll spend the rest of the time discussing how to identify potential research topics yourself, how to articulate problem statements, and how to frame research purpose statements and questions. So all of those are going to be the basis of your first assignment. So we've got a lot planned for the first class, and I look forward to seeing you there.